Welcome back to Factory 5 Labs. So I was thinking about this Ka-Bar TDI, and I was thinking to myself, I have several different Ka-Bar TDIs, and I thought I would just go through the ones that I have very briefly. Not going to do a review of these things, just going to briefly look at the different Ka-Bar TDI knives that I have, because I have most of them. There's a couple that I don't have, and I don't plan on getting any more of them, so just going to look at these ones. It's really windy outside, and there's thunder, so you might hear that. But all that's raining out of the sky is ashes, because when you don't manage the forest very well, and it catches on fire, it all just burns. So let's start with this. This is the original Ka-Bar TDI. I bought this knife like 12 years ago now. I carried this knife as sort of an EDC knife for a very long time, and this is just a really fantastic knife. And I don't think the TDI line of knives, the Ka-Bar TDI knives, has come up with anything that has surpassed this knife. This was I believe the first, and still is, the best of the Ka-Bar TDI knives. Now, I must admit that I did go through many years of a tactical phase where I bought things just because they looked cool or because the internet said that I should. So, the second Ka-Bar TDI knife that I bought was this. This is the TDI Last Ditch knife. I didn't really carry this knife or use it much because it's so small. It's very hard to hold on to. There is a sort of hole here. I've seen some people do a sort of finger thing there, but my fingers are too big to fit in that little hole. The Last Ditch was sold with a chain so it could be worn as like a neck knife. The little sheath here, there we go. The sheath had little holes down the sides so it could be laced into boot laces and worn on your boot. I bought it because it looked cool, and very quickly realized that I don't like neck knives. Never laced it into my shoes. I never caught quite that cool. The third TDI knife that I bought was the Large TDI, which is just a lot larger. The angle is the same as the original TDI, but in the Large TDI, it feels like a lot more of an angle, a lot more acute. When you're holding it, it just feels like it's going a lot more forward. It's cool, I like it. It's super comfortable to hold on to. It's got a really great handle, but the angle on this size of knife just didn't really work out for me. Then we get to this guy. This is the Ka-Bar TDI Hinderer Hellfire. A lot less of an angle than the original TDI. It's got a newer, cooler looking blade shape there with some little recurve in the middle and a tanto tip, and the blade is a whole lot thicker. This is one of those knives that I bought because it looked cool, and because the internet said that I should. The sheath for this has a thumb lock on here, so the knife locks in, and to release it you slide the lock up and release the knife. Now, having that thumb lock on there took away one of the advantages to the original TDI, which was the ability to grab the knife with either hand, because now you were stuck pulling it out with one hand, whichever side you set it up for. And then we get to the Pocket Strike. If you want to know my thoughts on this knife, on the Pocket Strike, you can look at last week's video on the review of this. Those are the TDI knives that I have. I really do think that the original TDI was the pinnacle of this design. This was the best, still is the best. All of the TDI knives after this one have not surpassed or matched this original Ka-Bar TDI knife. That's all I had. I was just thinking about these TDI knives, realized that I had all 5 of these now sitting in the box with all of my knives. and thought I would just run through them. So, you guys, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Is there any of these TDIs that you like better than the others? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't enjoy it, there's a thumbs down button for that too. If you want to see more of my videos, you can subscribe. But even if you don't subscribe, I still appreciate you. And I will see you all next time.